Good morning. So this morning I came downstairs as I normally do after I did a little morning meditation and got myself ready for the day. And I put on some water for tea, and after I'd poured it, I walked outside. And when I did, it really struck me that over the past few weeks, it has been that moment in my day when I'm, gazing up at the sky, whether it be snowing as it did several days ago here in New Hampshire, or as it was today, the sun was streaming in through now these little tiny budding leaves, and I sit silently, and instead of hearing the whiz of cars go by, I'm hearing wind in the trees. I'm hearing the songs of just some amazing birds that have congregated around my bird feeders. I was absolutely blown away this morning at the emergence. It almost as I could watch the emergence of the leaf buds um, and the swirling 5 or 6 goldfinch that were around my bird feeder. And it really blew me away and made me realize that it's been this morning practice that I've adopted. And really, it just has been over the last few weeks of the pandemic. I've slowed down my morning start, and instead of jumping on social media and immersing myself in the news and figuring out my schedule and exactly what I was going to do that day, I always make sure I take at least 10 minutes to be outside and realize the miracle of nature around me. It's given me a lot of hope. It's reminded me of the cycle of life. It's reminded me of the potential for renewal. I was thinking about it in our bodies. You know, our bodies are built for renewal. If we get sick, God willing, in most cases, our bodies can rally to help us and make us get well. You get a cut, it heals. You see, of course, the cycle quite obviously with springtime. For those of us that live in the Northeast in particular, it's just starting to emerge. This morning, my lilacs have started to bloom. Um, the birds are everywhere. And as you can see in my yard, it's still a bit barren. I don't have a lot of flowers yet, but I will soon. And for all of this feeling of renewal, it brings me such deep joy and hope. Not to mention that taking the time to stop and really recognize and realize and pay attention to the miracles all around us has really given me a better outlook than I think I've had in a very long time. I'm typically an optimist, but I'm also typically one that rushes and rushes and rushes. And though I will occasionally glimpse at nature and go, "Oh my God, that's a beautiful sunset," or "Ooh, look at that gorgeous field of flowers," it's now part of me in a way that it's never been before. So I shared this with you because our question for this week, or my question this week for you, is something that I um, hope will stimulate you to create a morning routine that's a positive one if you don't already have one. And the question is, what do you do to start your day? I believe, and many people believe, and I know that in practice we can all believe that though we can't control a lot of what's going and swirling on around us, we can certainly have conscious choice about how we think about things, how we look at things. You know the expression, "it's all in how you look at it." Well, I think that's never been more true than now. So I hope you're well, and I hope you enjoy this email. I've included a few links below that I think you'll enjoy, including announcing a new program I'm creating called the Monthly Talking Circle. Some of you may have already been on my Zoom calls that I had in the early days of the pandemic. I'm instituting a monthly talking circle to be available to anybody to come listen in and have actually an interesting experience. I have a set of people that I've arranged that will share their talents and gifts with you. The first is in a few weeks with Betsy Small Campbell, who's a writer. And I'm excited for you to see what she has to share with you. So, with that said, I'll say goodbye and have a beautiful day.